Charlie was sitting in Wei Lang's car on the way to Gu's home. Elsa sent him a WeChat message, saying, "Charlie, I have booked the air tickets for the two of us back to Orus Hill. It's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, okay?" "Okay." Charlie replied, "How much is the ticket?" "I'll transfer you." Elsa complained, "It's just a plane ticket, so you have to give me money? You are too far apart from me, right?" Charlie said seriously, "You paid for me, how can I not pay you?" Elsa snorted and asked, "Then you saved me several times, how can I not repay you? When will Mr. Charlie give me a chance to agree with me?" Charlie was speechless and said helplessly, "Well, I won't be polite to you about the ticket. See you at the airport tomorrow morning." Elsa said, "Then you get to the airport before 8 o'clock, don't get up late." Charlie said, "Don't worry, I will be at the airport on time." After hanging up the phone, Wei Liang on the side asked nervously, "Mr. Charlie, are you going back to Orus Hill tomorrow?" "Correct." Wei Liang asked again, "Mr. Charlie, when will you come back again?" "Not sure yet." Wei Liang felt cold. He originally thought that if Charlie would stay in Eastcliff, he would go to his uncle's house every 3 to 5 to fawn on him. Maybe after a while, he would be able to forgive him for what he did before and restore his fertility. But Charlie will leave Eastcliff tomorrow, and he won't have a chance to cheat in the future. What can he do? If Charlie intends only to recover him after 3 to 5 years, how can he live these 3 to 5 years? Charlie also saw through his thoughts and said lightly, "Even if I am not in Eastcliff, you can still perform well in front of your uncle's family. If they are satisfied with your performance, I can consider getting you back to normal in advance." Wei Liang breathed a sigh of relief and hurriedly said, "Mr. Charlie, don't worry, I will work hard." When Charlie returned to Gu's house, Philip had already gone to the GU group. He recovered from a serious illness and was in very good physical condition, so he devoted himself to work, struggling to strengthen his control in the GU group. Except for the servants at home, Charlie only saw Sarah lying on the sofa reading a novel. Because all the villas are heated by the floor, even though it's cold outside, the villa is still very warm. The temperature in the room is constant at about 28 degrees. You can wear shorts and short sleeves at home like summer. Sarah was wearing a lace nightdress, and her slender and white legs were overlapped and exposed to the air. Her figure is indeed the best among all the women Charlie has ever seen. Even the little Pepper Aushway, who has been practicing martial arts all the time, can't compare with it. This is mainly because Sarah's body proportions are so good. She is the 9-headed body that all female stars dream of. The so-called 9-headed body refers to the height of a woman, which is equal to 9 times the length of her own face. A woman with this ratio has the most perfect body. It is extremely difficult to find a woman with such a perfect body ratio in life. It's not an exaggeration to pick one. Seeing Charlie's return, Sarah stood up happily, ran to him 3 or 2 steps, and said with a smile, "Charlie, why did you come back so early? I thought you would not come back until the evening." Charlie felt that his arm was being held tightly by her hands, and it was inevitable that he was a little bit disheartened, but he didn't dare to think about it, and said, "It's nothing more than attending a birthday banquet, and I am back when it is over." After speaking, Charlie asked her, "Aunts and uncles are not there?" "Yeah." Sarah said softly, "Dad has gone to the group, and Mom has gone to a charity dinner. There are charity auctions and wine parties. They won't eat at home at night." Charlie nodded. He knew that with Lennon's status, she was also a top-ranked super celebrity in Eastcliff. Her husband made a high-profile comeback, and she had to use her method to make a high-profile comeback to be able to support her husband. Sarah asked tentatively at this time, "Charlie, are you sure you are leaving tomorrow?" Charlie said, "Yes, I will leave tomorrow." Sarah looked a little lost, hesitated for a moment, remembered something, and said, "Charlie, you accompany me out for a tour." Charlie asked her, "You are a big star, just go out on the street, won't you be followed by the paparazzi?" Sarah smiled and said, "Just like the last time I picked you up at the airport, just disguise it." After speaking, Sarah said again, "I'll take you to the place we played when we were young. Do you remember the place 9T Street? 9T Street? Charlie frowned, always feeling that this place's name was strange and familiar. Sarah said, "It's the place where we often asked our parents to take us when we were young. There are many small vendors, small shops, lots of delicious and fun things, and it is next to Wai'i Lake. When we were young, it was winter, we went to Wai'i ice skating, do you remember?" In Charlie's mind, a fragment of childhood suddenly appeared. In the picture, he and Sarah together, led by their parents, went to 9T Street to eat candied haws, and play ice carts on the ice. The winter in Eastcliff is very cold. Thick ice will form on the lake in Wai'i. After the ice is frozen, people will go skating and playing ice carts on the lake. The children are all sitting on the self-made ice carts. An iron rod stabs and moves on the ice. At that time, children didn't have any electronic products to play with, so when winter came, Charlie wanted to go skating in Wai'i. He still remembers that Sarah's parents had a very beautiful courtyard house on Wai'i. Every time his parents took him to Wai'i, they would first take him to visit Sarah's parents, and then have a meal in the courtyard of the house.